Hi, this is Jeff at InspectCheck-net, here to present a quick start guide for the InspectCheck home inspection reporting software program. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to log into InspectCheck and update your company and personal information, start a home inspection report for a client, which involves creating and editing the inspection contract, as well as collecting inspection data. We're going to look at this on both a mobile and PC report editor, and finally talk about how to finalize and disseminate your inspection report. So with that background, let's jump right in. First step in this process is for you to navigate to InspectCheck.net. And when you do, click on the InspectCheck login button up here in the upper right. That's going to take you to a login screen where you're going to enter your email and password. Simply hit login. If you don't have an account, you can create a 30-day trial by clicking on Create Account. That'll take about 5 or 6 minutes, and then you can come back and continue this video as we're discussing here. In addition, if you forgot your password, please click on Forgot Password. If you're running into additional issues, feel free to reach out to us at support@inspectcheck.net. Once you've logged in, you're going to see a screen that looks more or less like this. This is going to be the inspection dashboard. And the first time you log in, there are going to be a number of pinned messages right here. While I do encourage you to take a look at those down the line, just hit the triangle here in the upper right, and we're going to move those out of the way. Your main dashboard view is going to have a toolbar at the top. It's going to give you access to manipulate reports, clients, agents, and we're going to focus here first on your company settings and details. In addition, on this main page, you'll see icons for common tools, as well as a listing of reports in progress posted at the bottom of the page. So to get started here, I want you to click on Company Settings. And doing so, take a few minutes to enter information such as your company name, URL, address, and so on. If you choose, you can also enter a company logo. This information is all going to be particularly important for orienting the design of your final report that you'll submit to clients. After you've done that, go ahead and hit Save, and you can move on to updating the account details. And here you're going to put in your first, last name. Many of these fields may be updated from when you signed up for the account, but in addition, you'll enter your license number if that's appropriate for you. Go ahead and hit Save, and then we're going to head back to the main dashboard for InspectCheck, and you can do that by clicking up here on Dashboard. Okay, now that you're back on the dashboard, we are going to start very simply in this video by going through the process of creating a report. If you're looking for a more detailed, more thorough overview of how the InspectCheck software is designed, I'm going to encourage you to take a look at our subsequent videos in this series, which highlight all of these steps, but in more detail. So for this point here, we're going to click on New Report, and we're going to enter the name of report. So I'm going to call this Test 3. We're then going to go through and choose an inspection date, and I'm going to go ahead and choose March 20th in this example. Next step is to choose a description or explanation of condition template. So we provide you with a default explanation of condition template here. So the language that you can use to describe the different systems that you evaluate in a house, as well as the condition of those systems. But if you like, you can create your own templates. You'll see here that I have one created for garage, one created for a commercial property. For this example, we're just going to stick with the default template. After you've done that, you simply specify the client that you want to work with. I have existing clients in the system, but if you didn't, you simply have to click on Add New, and you can enter information for a client. So take a moment and do that. Second, you're going to follow a similar procedure, and you're going to add a client property. Clients can have multiple properties in our systems. Simply hit Add New to add one of those. And you have the option of adding in an inspector, adding in an agent associated with the report that you're working on. You can click Add New if you choose to do that. At the end here, you'll see there is the option to modify the inspector associated with this particular report. That is something that is relevant to multi-inspector companies. So if you're a sole proprietor, it's just going to list you as the primary inspector. At this point, you can click Save and Close or Save and Continue. If you're planning on working on this report right now, as we'll do in a second, you're going to click Save and Continue. If you're planning on using this report in the future, but perhaps you're sitting back at your office creating the report and want to work with it later, you're going to choose Save and Close, and then you can reopen it at a later point. So at this moment, let's click Save and Continue. And this brings up the InspectCheck editor. First tab that we're going to see listed here, and you're going to notice a series of tabs across the top that highlight the progression through which you would go through an inspection. And certainly you can jump around if you have a different order, but you're going to specify the contract. See that there's the option to use the standard InspectCheck agreement, a customized version of that. You can add your own custom agreement as well, or simply choose to no agreement. And without going into too much detail on this, you can see that there's the ability to add additional services at the top of this report, the ability to upload a PDF, and to acquire the client's signature listed down here at the bottom. After you've managed the contract, we would start moving through the different tabs in our system. And I'm going to start here by talking about roof system to give you an idea of how all of these tabs are structured. In general, we have the different categories across the top. For roof system, we have subcategories we're going to look at, such as roof covering, roof structure, chimney type, and so on. And each of these different subcategories has descriptions of systems listed up here at the top. So, for example, type of roof covering, style of roof, how it was viewed. And then listed down here at the bottom are going to be tabs showing the conditions of the system that you're looking at. So what is the condition of the roof? And you'll note that there's three general categories for this. One identifies conditions that simply require routine maintenance or minor repair, conditions that require some repair and close monitoring, and in more serious scenarios, conditions that require necessary repair and further evaluation by a professional. And in the notes, you'll see that we describe these as being green conditions, yellow conditions, and red conditions based on their level of importance or the degree to which they have to be dealt with immediately. As you move through a report, the process is pretty simple. You identify the roof covering. You may click on asphalt. You'll see that the description pops up here, which you have the ability to edit if you choose. And keep in mind, you can also create your own templates apart from the default that's stored here. As you move through each section, you're going to hit Mark Section Complete. What that's going to do is guarantee two things. First of all, that you can't go back and accidentally edit that section once it's done. And then you'll also notice that for each of the components that you're required to collect, you'll see these numbers listed over here on the side and the numbers up top. These are all going to guarantee as you finish a given section, you'll notice that the number is going to decrease here so that you finish all the subsections associated with a category and ultimately all the categories in your overall inspection. So this guarantees that you finished everything before you go to finalize the report. In addition to modifying the text, you'll note that for each section, you can go through and add a photo. You can bring these in from your stock photos or from our stock photo data set. In addition, as you move down towards the end, you can add comments as well as attachments, additional reports, a cover photo for your report, and on down the line. When you finish with your report, you're ultimately going to finalize that report. This example here will not finalize because I would have to go through and complete all of these separate components. So from time to time, you can click Save to save the work that you've done. If you want to stop and work on it later, you can choose Save and Close. When you do get to the end and you do finalize your report, you are going to end up seeing an example of a report that I'm going to show you from our InspectCheck website. And if you head to InspectCheck.net and click on the Products tab, and then scroll down here to about the middle of the page, you'll see that there's a section that details our digital reports. And I'm going to click on Residential Sample Report here. And you can take a look at this to get an idea of what a standard InspectCheck final report looks like. Your company graphic information we presented here at the top. We have the table of contents with links that jump down to the particular portion of the report that you're interested in looking at. All clients are provided with the contract that can be embedded directly into the contract, as well as an overview that describes to your client what is contained in the inspection report, as well as the limits and benefits of conducting a home inspection. And then what you'll see is for each of the sections, and I'll come back to the summary report in a second. For each of the sections that we talked about, you're going to get a graphic as well as a description, table of contents, and an overview of your specific results that you collected during your home inspection. So you can see here our descriptions up top, and as I scroll down a little bit, you'll see examples of the, in this case, yellow/orange and red conditions for the house, problems that were noted that need some attention. In addition, a summary report can be included. The summary report can be used to highlight the main components that require repair. Keep in mind those green, yellow, and red items that were discussed earlier. Okay. So in terms of finishing up, this quick start review gets you to the point where you can go through the software and create a home inspection report. We've taken a look at an example of what a home inspection report, a final InspectCheck report looks like. To get some more detailed understanding of these different systems, encourage you to take a look at our additional video tutorials. The next tutorials in the series focus on the dashboard, logging in, and the program overview, as well as editing agents, clients, and company information. With that said, I hope you have a good day. Thanks.